What's up there, Workforce? Chris here with Work2Game, and as I load into the game here, I wanted to begin talking about how excited I am about how popular the game is, but one of the things you may be struggling with is how to get all your jobs to cap and get them quickly. So today we're going to be talking about fishing, how to level it up unbelievably fast for an incredibly reasonable amount of gil. That's right, it is going to cost gil, and so I am here in Crystarium, and so I can run around Crystarium, and you can see that I'm next to the market board. That's a natural place for me to always kind of be this expansion. There's a lot of money to be made. I've been as high as 25 million. I started with I think a little over 10. I've been spending it a lot. It's very easy to make money right now. I have a couple of guides up that all should work right now. So the place we're going to want to go to level our fisher is actually the crystalline mean. Now the crystalline mean is fairly important if you're going to be leveling any of your gatherers or your crafters, and it's important for two reasons. First, it is where all your role quests are. You now have role quests kind of instead of class quests, and they're going to break it into 5 categories. And so if I switch over to my fisher, you can actually see that my role quest is intact. I have not started it, and that is because unlike crafting, unlike my my miner and my botanist, I don't actually feel the need to get the experience from this, even though it's probably very easy experience, and I look forward to diving into that storyline very, very soon. So where I go instead is leves. Now, when we talk about leves, there are a lot of people who point out that leves can be used optimally. So if you have a lot of classes that need leves, if you're leveling up your crafters and your gatherers at the same time, crafting with charity leves is one of the most optimal things you can do with leves. But for the vast majority of players, leves sit at 100 the entire time. So if I go to my field craft, you'll see I'm at 18 right now. You get 6 a day, I think it is. And so I try to keep those as low as possible and beat them back at least 6 per day. I'm using them to finish up my miner right now, and then I'll begin using them at about 6 per day to level up my crafters. It's a nice, easy way to feel like I'm not having to do 100 in one go. So if you see these leaves here, you'll see that they have you turn in 3 of those, 3 of those, or 3 of those. But you want to be aware, before I show you this next step, that sometimes it has you do 6, and then sometimes you see this icon up here changing. That is going to determine whether or not it can be done multiple times. And so if we kind of go in here and you see that there's 2 of the one icon, right? This little lady in red, and then 1 of the blue icon. So your blue icon should be the one that's able to be done multiple times. So just be aware of that, that if you're limited on leaves, you want to pick the charity leave. And then the other thing you want to do is this green check mark means you've done it before. There's an achievement tied behind that. So you may want to do 1 of each if you're trying to gather that achievement at the same time. Don't worry about what the reward here is. That's not the important thing. This experience is. High quality will double this number, so that's important as well. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up whatever leaves you want to do for whatever level range you're working on. And with those picked up, you're not going to fish at all. You're not going to have to worry about if you have script gear. You're not going to have to worry about if you have good gear. You're not going to have to worry about collectibles. You're not going to have to worry about custom deliveries. You're not going to have to worry about role quests. You never have to leave Crystarium. Now, that's not to say I don't enjoy fishing. I do. And if you want to fish, go nuts. You can fish up any portion of this, because the amount of time you choose to do the method I'm about to show will determine how much money it costs you. So the more time you spend one of the other leveling methods, the more likely that you're just saving money, especially in some of these leveling ranges. And so what you're going to do is you're actually going to go to the market board, and you're going to search for those fish. And all you do is you just go leave parcel search on and type in the beginning of those fish. And for example, I know that ghost was one of them. And so I'll type in ghost, parcel matches on. And so purple ghost is one of the fish, and purple ghosts are trading at 7,000 a piece. High quality, there's only 1 of them available. So it wouldn't matter if I bought the 1, because it wouldn't be enough to turn in a full set of high quality. But I would be willing to pay up to 14,000 to get double the experience, right? So I'd be willing to pay a higher price. And so, but against Purple Ghost, I believe one of them is sand eggs. And so if we go type in sand egg, then sand egg here, it's trading at $49.95. Now, keep in mind the delivery fee when you're deciding these. So these are 5 gil cheaper, but if these were Crystarium, for example, 5,000 without a delivery fee, because if I push purchase and I say yes, you can see there's a 3,000 guild fee. And as opposed to when I go down here, there's no fee. So you want to kind of keep in mind that this is a total of 24,000 gold for 4, and this is 15,750 because there's a 750 gil fee. So just keep in mind when prices get close, delivery fees are important. And so just buy up as many as you want. And actually, I ended up buying the cheapest thing was big stacks of like 90. And then I just used as much as I wanted to use until I was in the next level range, and it wasn't giving me enough experience to justify the use of my leaves anymore. And then I sold the rest off. And since I bought them up, they were listed so far below everything else because somebody was trying to get rid of a big stack that I was able to list them for more than I paid. So I made money off of each individual fish that was unused to kind of help make back that cost. And so what this actually does is this allows you to, basically you can buy up a bunch of fish here, and then you can go back to the crystalline mean, and you can pick up a quest, turn in a quest, pick up a quest, turn in a quest, pick up a quest, turn in a quest, until you run out of that fish. And so the amount of time I'm showing here, you could already have turned in dozens of quests. And so I was hitting a level every few minutes. I mean, it is so fast. It is like 6 to 9 leaves per level or something silly. It's super fast. And basically just as you do this, you literally just talk to this guy here to pick up the leave. You say, hi there, I want to go to you'd click Fieldcraft. So Fieldcraft leave, I click accept. I'm not going to burn my leave allowances. And then I go over here, and this guy says collect reward. And if I stand right here, I can literally accept, right? Fieldcraft. And if the fish are cheap to multiple, I can grab 2 or 3, doesn't matter. I could grab them from multiple level ranges, doesn't matter, 6. And then I can collect, turn, 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 turn. And just like that person just dinged, every few minutes you'll ding. You can hit all 10 levels in, it's probably under an hour. And it cost me, and prices will vary, and I didn't shop servers, I just shopped my server. It cost me between 1 and 1.5 million gil to go all the way from 70 to 80. I did very little fishing out in the world while I was waiting for queues as far as experience. I just did some hard casting, and so I maybe picked up like a quarter of a level, half a level on my own. So I did 9.5 levels for 1 million gil. 1 million gil is nothing if you are farming the new materia, if you are selling new crafting stuff, if you are selling off crafting mats from running a ton of fates. There are so many sources of gil now that 1 million gil is nothing, and that gets you all the way to 80 without having to spend any money on gear. And then when you're buying gear, keep in mind that this gear here, I'm just wearing the vendor normal gear until I'm ready to spend a little more money, and I haven't slotted materia yet, but it says shop selling price right there in the tooltip, and there are people selling this gear below shop selling price in many cases. So before you go pay the shop price, check for your gear and see if somebody's selling either the high quality version at the same price as the shop selling price, or is selling the selling this cheaper. And then you can get yourself into a nice 389 set, really cheap. I can throw some materia on here, and when I'm ready to go fish for real, my first step will be to throw materia on. I'm hoping those prices go down a little because the gathering and crafting materia is expensive. And so I can fill all these up with materia, maybe upgrade a few to high quality if those prices are reasonable. And then I can go off and I can fish at max level. And I don't have to spend any of that time failing to catch fish because I'm not high enough. So I hope this helps. I hope this is enlightening. I know this is very similar to what I did for botany and mining, but it's different because I'm not actually going and doing anything. I'm not interweaving the quests over here. I'm not actually doing anything except talk to the guy, 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 talk to the guy. And I'm not even doing the fishing. I'm turning in somebody else's fish for huge, ridiculous amounts of experience. Sometimes you can find high quality lower than normal quality because people don't know the value or they don't care. If you do see like one high quality and it's lower priced than normal, just remember that if you go into your inventory, you can actually right click and you can lower quality. If you just need it to be like, if there's 2 low qualities at 3,000 and there's 1 high quality at 1,000, you can buy those up, turn the high quality into low quality, turn all 3 in. So you can do that if you don't have enough high qualities, because they only give you the reward if the entire turn in is high quality. So when you get that odd numbered high quality stack, you can either sell it off if it's selling for a lot of money, or if that market's depressed for some reason and you have an odd number, you can turn those into low quality so that you get a number that adds up to what the lead is asking for. Just remember also, the final tip, I said this a little bit earlier, when it says 6 and it says 3, whatever price you're willing to pay per leve turn in, I think I was setting mine at like 3 or 5,000 or something like that. That if it takes 6, you have to cut that price per item in half. So if they're selling at 2,000 a piece and it takes 6, and you look over at the ones that take 3 and they're only 3,000 a piece, that is a total of 12,000 versus 9,000. So double check your math, watch those delivery fees, save yourself a ton of money. Whatever excess fish you have, the prices are only falling. So go put those back on the market as soon as you're done, and get your money back, and enjoy having level 80 fisher, guys. This was so easy. I could have leveled my entire fisher without ever leaving town. I didn't, but I should have. This could not be simpler. Enjoy having level 80. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris with Work to Game, and I'll see you next time.